Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon and good evening to all of the viewers of the JForex Indicators Explained. This is your host Vaibhav. I welcome all of you to today's session of JForex Indicators Explained, where we will be considering the indicator named H3 trend line. This is Hilbert transform trend line, and when I will show you the chart and when we will do the plotting, and there you will see not a straight line, not a vertical, horizontal, or diagonal line, as you might have pictured. When we see trend line in markets, most of the time we get a trend line drawn using a couple of price points. But this is different. This indicator looks more like an moving average, but as we have lag associated with the moving average, this is bit different. There will not be much of a lag in the price formation and plotting of the indicator. So let's now move to the JForex 4 platform, where I will give you some examples of the uses, possible uses of these indicator. You will find these indicator listed amongst the overlap studies, or you can simply do a quick search. So this F3 and F4, these both options are available here. I will show you where it is listed for the first option. Then we will also do a quick search. So here it is, Hilbert transform instantaneous trend line. All right, or you can simply type in HT and it will appear. We have multiple Hilbert transform indicators, and which we will consider in coming session. This session we will see how we can take advantage of this HT trend line indicator to look for possible trading opportunities in the market, regardless of the trend, whether it is bullish, bearish, or simply sideways. We have to look for some opportunities to profit. So we need the probability to be on our side, and for that we need to make sense of the price structure, the price volatility, what is happening, whether it is bearish, bullish, or as I said, simply in consolidation phase. And only when we are able to figure out its phase, we can be sure of profiting from that phrase. So we have this indicator for our help, and we will see how we can customize this indicator to arrive at a some possible useful or helpful formations to make the sense of the price formation. So this is the HT trend line indicator with the default setup. The input is simply the closing price. We get these multiple options of varying its applied price. So for the time being, it is being calculated on the closing price basis. So that is the input price when we have this trend line plotted for us. This is the Euro USD chart with the hourly candle period. And here, as I said, that this indicator moves more like an moving average, but that appears so because we get these individual price points based on the closing price formation, and after removing the dominant cycle. So this is more like an analytical output of what the trend is. If we see that after factoring in the hourly volatility, the trend is bullish for the cumulative of this price formation, then we will have this straight trend line plotted on the upward side. And if after factoring in these closing price moves, we don't really have any significant fluctuation, then we will have these sideways kind of price structure. So it gives you a good idea of what kind of phase the markets are in. And if we have these decline, the output line of this HT trend line is in decline, then that is the time to keep looking for shorting opportunities and avoid taking long trades on the contra trend side. So we can make this assessment, and as I said earlier also in introductory remarks, it is very important to figure out the phase of the market. So here we have now currently in today's session, the Euro USD has moved from the levels close to 0.99 to way back above 1.0, that is the parity with the US dollar, and now it is consolidating closer to that. So here the simple assessment you can make is that HT trend line is expected to act as the near term support here, and as long as we have this inclination of the HT trend line slightly, at least slightly on the upper side, it is in the rising phase. Till that time, till this formation holds, we can continue to look for buying opportunities in the market in Euro USD. So all we have to do is figure out where we are likely to find the support for this price formation, and if we have figured out that level, then we will be able to keep the stop loss fairly close, and we can expect the trend, the bullish trend, to continue, and in that case we can expect the Euro USD to provide us some opportunities to buy on dips, and we will have the risk reward ratio also in our favor, so we can try to profit from this price formation which is being guided by the HT trend line. So we have this indicator, and as I said, we can vary its applied price. So here you will see that as I vary its applied price, the output for the HT trend line will be different. Currently it is based on closing price. If I opt for open price, it is slightly different here. The open price was of course on the lower side when the price was moving upward. So we have this initial inclination quite sharp compared to the closing price when we had applied price as the close price. Now, high price, it will naturally shift on the higher side. Lower price, this trend line shifts on the lower side. Median price in between, typical price, and then we provide more weightage to the closing price. So this is a lot smoother compared to the earlier versions, as we have given more weightage to the closing price. So the fluctuations are being averaged out, and twice the weight is being given to the closing price. So here now for making this line look more aesthetic, we can style it up. We have these options provided to us. You can color it. For trend up, you can opt for different color. For trend down, you can go for a different color combination. The width can also be increased. If you think it is looking too prominent, then you can decrease its transparency. If it is too low, then you can opt for some middle value. So here we have this HT trend line, and it is looking quite simple to make the assessment of the market phase. Here we had this bullish phase, so the HT trend line was accurately showing us that we would have done well to go long, and after it declined below the HT trend line output value, it then changed gear towards the bearish formation, and here in today's session again it is back, trying to get back in the bullish phase. So if the price structure holds above this HT trend line, then we can expect this bullish momentum to provide us some opportunity to go for the buy trades. Buy on dip strategy can be applied. So that is a possible use of this indicator. We can try to make the assessment of the trend, and we can then take the trades accordingly. And also one can compare actual output value of the HT trend line over the given period, and if it is not really moving much on either side, then we can consider it to be simply in consolidation phase, the underlying instrument to be in consolidation phase, and we can try to simply play the range, whatever is the given range. It is better to short it on the higher side and buy it on the lower side. So that possible use is also there. The opportunities will keep arising in the market for that as well. Now let's see what more can be done in terms of customization of these indicators. The levels, we don't really get any output for the levels option. When we come to the advanced editing options, we have these recalculate on new candle only. Now here I will give you the example. This value, it will keep varying slightly, slightly, depending on how much these applied price, in this case the close price. Let me check it once. The applied price is weighted close price. I will change it to close price. So depending on this closing price, the output value of the ST trend line will keep varying throughout the hour. But if we opt out of the option, or if we opt in for this option of recalculate on new candle only, then only once it will be calculated, and then for that given period it will remain constant. So that option is also there. Highlight the time period zone. Whatever is the time period zone under calculation can also be highlighted. So all these chart is getting highlighted here. Okay. Then we come to advanced calculate from custom data. You can use the instrument from the chart. You can use it. You can use Euro USD or any instrument. You can use it of all the available instruments on the JForex platform, and the indicator will be plotted for all those indicators, whether it is commodity shares, forex pairs, or indices. So all these options are there. The candle period of the calculation, it can be same as the chart, or you can even vary. The candle period can be different for the chart and different for the indicator, so that possibility is there. If we want the charts candle period to be hourly, but is the HT trend line to be drawn on the basis of 15-minute candle period, then that can also be done. So here it has become a lot more responsive compared to what it was when we were using the hourly as the candle period for the given instrument, or you can simply go for use from the chart. The spread side can be anything, ask or bid, so these two options are there, or you can simply use it from the chart. If you want the indicator to be shown on all the grids of the underlying instrument, whether it is 5 minute or 15 minutes, hourly, 4 hourly, daily, then you have to keep this box checked. If you opt out of it, then you will have to individually specify on the time frames it should be available. So here you will have to individually then specify on which time periods it should be visible, and only on those time frames it will be visible. So suppose if I change it to say 30 minutes, there won't be any plotting of the ST trend line. But if I change it back to say hourly, then there is ST trend line. Again, there won't be any on the 4 hourly. So as we have to specify it, we get the option of choosing on which time frame it should be visible and on which time frame it should not be. The base period can be any of these options: none, 4 hours, day, week, or month, and it usually not going to make much of a difference. So guys, that's it from my side for today's session. I hope you have been able to understand the formation of this ST trend line and its possible uses, how you can customize this indicator to take advantage of the dominant cycle of the market. So for further coverage of the market developments, do check out the Dukascopy Analytics page. We are also available on the Facebook. You can reach out to us there too. For trying out this newly released platform, the JForex 4, the link has also been included in the bio. Do check it out. Thank you all for joining in. I will be back tomorrow with a new indicator, with new explanation, new formations, and also right after this session we have one technical analytics session coming up. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. It will start just 10 to 15 minutes after this. So thank you all for joining in. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.